Y'all ain't finished. Y'all ain't finished. Make sure you come ready to go this next week.
How about those?
Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar podcast, presented by Chiefs Blitz and sponsored by Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for a real estate expert, call Eric Haynes today at 816-729-3785. That's 816-729-3785. Now, here is your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Welcome back to the next edition of Four Guys in a Bar, presented by ChiefsBlitz.com. I am your host, Nick Athan. We're joined by Mr. Hense Todd, producer extraordinaire. We are here about 40 minutes removed from the Kansas City Chiefs' 23-14 win over the Houston Texans in the Divisional round.
The Boogeyman did it again. The Boogeyman
did it again. The Chiefs next Sunday at 5:30 Central Time in Kansas City will host either the Baltimore Ravens or the Buffalo Bills for the right to go to Super Bowl 59 in the Big Easy in New Orleans. And oh boy, what a game. We got a lot of things to unpack about this football game. But before we do that, let's bring in the sponsors who make the show go all the way around the world and back. Let's roll tape. Let's talk about our sponsor, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If you're looking for someone who can walk you through the process of buying or selling a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, there's nobody better than my good friend, Mr. Eric Haynes. He helped my wife, Emily, and I find our dream house. It was a long process. There were a lot of ups and downs, but he and his team were absolutely incredible, and they got the deal done. They got the deal done because he was there every step of the way. He took every text message. He took every phone call. He told us not to worry, and in the end, he delivered, and that's what you want for the best real estate experience. So give Eric a call at 816-729-3785. You can email him at esellskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of the Airhead Invitational.
Next up, my incredible wife, Emily Athan. If you're looking for someone who could help you navigate through the waters of the health insurance world, there's nobody better who understands it than my wife. Listen, if you want a government option or a private option, if you're looking for a plan for yourself, or a self-employed group or a small business family, whatever it might be, you need to understand what you're eligible for and the best plan available, and you want to find someone who understands the marketplace in the private sector. So for a free quote today, give her a call at 913-215-9086.
Emily.
Next up, the guys at Resell Electronics.
Emily.
Big on the hottest electronics. At Resell Electronics, we offer the best deals on new and pre-owned TVs, game consoles, cameras, plus so much more. With 2 convenient locations along Nolan Road in Independence. Stop by and visit us today.
That's right. Resell Electronics is your one-stop shop for all of your consumer electronic needs. Hey, if you've got some old stuff lying around the house, they'll give you cash. And if you want to buy the latest technology, you want to get old games, you want to get phones, TVs, tablets, whatever it is, they're your number one source. They've got 2 great locations in Independence, both on Nolan Road at 1214A South Nolan Road and down on 40 Highway Nolan Road inside the flea market. So if you want a great deal, this is your one-stop shop for all your electronic needs. Check out their website today. That's resellwithacelectronics.com.
Resell.
And now our newest sponsor, the one that we're very proud to have as part of the Chiefs Blitz family. That is the guys over at Underdog Fantasy. You can play the pick'em game. I do it every single day. Pick your favorite NFL stars, including Patrick Mahomes and Jackson, and Burrows, Jefferson, Bosa. It doesn't matter who it is. Hey, Josh Allen as well. You can play the NFL. You can play other sports. You get a chance to win up to 1,000 times your entry fee. Plus, it's available in 33 states. Deposit now and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash to join the millions of fans who've won billions on Underdog Fantasy. Got to check it out. Hey, when you go into the website, make sure you use the code Chiefs Blitz. Right here, you can see how easy it is to navigate through the process of making your favorite play of the day. And you can do multiple teams. You can do multiple players. It is the best fantasy game out there. I play it every single day. Make sure you check out underdog.com and use the Chiefs Blitz code Make sure you're registered with the Chiefs. All right, those are our sponsors. It's a long list of sponsors. We appreciate everybody's patience as we start the show. We're joined by the other senior member, Mr. Lou Montagna.
Sponsors, man.
And over there in the United Kingdom, Mr. Mango is with us. What is it, about 3 o'clock in the morning there, 2 o'clock in the morning? Oh, he's muted.
There you go. What you say, Mango?
It's it's 10:01 here.
All right, 10:01. So we appreciate your
Put him on the spot and then turn his mic off.
Yeah, put him on the spot. So listen, guys, great game today. The Chiefs win 23-14 over the Houston Texans. The Texans had more yards. They had they just controlled this game for much of it. Time of possession, you name it. And at the end, the Chiefs stars made the plays, and they're championship bound. They will face either the Baltimore Ravens or the Buffalo Bills, as it should be in Arrowhead. Patrick Mahomes, 7 years as a starter, he has always reached the AFC Championship game, and again, the final 23-14. There was some doubt when it was 13-12, but hey, at the end of the day, the stars came out. And the Chiefs won this football game. Thank goodness.
So I have a serious question for people listening, watching, and you all too, because I see the texts and so forth in our group chat. Do you guys enjoy watching Kansas City Chiefs games?
I do. I'm only one
because I don't know, man. I read and see some of the most negative stuff. I mean, you'd think this team was just picked up out of the scrap heap. They've never won anything. The coaches are idiots. The players can't play. Even the ones that we like are just what's going on, man?
But do
we enjoy this or not?
But again, some play calling today was a little questionable when the Chiefs got that sack. That sack there on C.J. Stroud for lost for 16 yards.
I thought
hold on. I'm still going. I'm still going. Hold on. But again, he got that sack for 60 yards, and Andy Reid went back and got didn't call the plays there. They just came out on passing plays, and then they only took 10 seconds off the clock. So and I felt like they could have kept anything if they got a score. They was only down 8 at that point. So. Right. I feel like they could.
What's the alternative there? What would you rather have seen?
I rather them seeing it run the ball more because Kareem Hunt was doing better there, and they ran the ball more and just stayed out of.
That's one option. I think they try to run on first down. I thought both times they had an opportunity to be a little bit more aggressive with play calling. Would have been that situation there, Hense, and as well as right after the Nico's kickoff return. Where it seemed like maybe he stuck to the first 15 script where they're assuming the ball in their own 30, but they got the ball at the 14, and it seemed like it was just kind of it didn't seem like they took full advantage of those two situations. But I agree. I agree with you. You would have liked to have seen a little bit more aggressive play calling at that point. I'm not really worried about the clock at that particular point. Sure, you wanted to keep running, but you also just, hey, we score here, the game's over.
Right. But again, a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people saying that it was, the refs, we was in the back.
God, there were some brutal ones today.
They was kept going. They said, I'm not watching the NFL no more. Somebody actually deleted a Twitter account. They said they're not going to be on Twitter no more. They ain't been on social media. They said they was done. I think it's that person on the show because I ain't seeing him no more.
And I think I said this to Mango or somebody in the chat. Hey, if those calls against Patrick would have gone against us, or like if we would have hit Stroud and they would have called those calls, bloody murder. They'd be like, "Oh my God, he's flopping. They're getting. Come on, he's a runner. He's able to get hit." So I can see those two calls, and that's fine. I mean, you're going to have that in every game. But in terms, and I said this to Nick, I think before we started, was one team was able situationally to take advantage of situations, even though they didn't in those two cases, but they were ready for the moment. You saw twice. The Texans on that play just before Karlaftis sacks him, it seems like there was some indecision. Were they going to go for it? Were they not? The play clock's running down. It's almost at 0. You'd think they'd call a timeout, but you got a defensive coach. He wants to save those for his defense. They go on with the play. He gets sacked. 2-minute warning. They try to get a play right before the 2-minute warning. Again, clock running down. They snap it just in time. Sack. So, again, in those two cases, either you got to call timeout, or at the 2-minute warning, just say, screw it, wait for the 2-minute timeout, and we'll just, go after that. But they were in a rush, I think, in both times, and at both times it came back to bite them in the ass.
But this looked like the George. Speaking of sacks, George Kalafis looked like Tama Ali back in the day. Tama Ali out there. I swear, I said, hold on, did Tama Ali drink too much milk? Because this guy was out there, playing ball. He came out there looking good. He got. I mean, he was everywhere. I mean, he was everywhere on all over CJ Stroud. And I said, well, I'm watching George Kalafis grow up right before my eyes here.
He wants to get paid.
Well,
he wants to get paid.
George has been pretty good, but I mean, that was probably obviously his best half. I mean, in terms of sacks, I mean, he was getting pressures. It seemed like the whole game. But he finally got squared away with where Stroud was going to be on his dropbacks, and then it was lights out. So that was really cool to see him have that.
Here's his stat line: 5 tackles, 4 solo, 3 sacks, 3 tackles for a loss, and 4 quarterback hits.
Yeah, I mean, he got off, and hey, Felix made a couple of plays
Felix,
behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he made 2 big solo tackles.
Charles in the first half, I thought was pretty stout. Regardless whether it was against the run or against the pass. So you had a lot of good things happening on defense. I mean, I thought McDuffie had a pick 6 there that first drive. If he catches that ball, he's gone.
Yeah.
Right. So
he just knocked it down.
A lot of close things. I mean, I should go in terms of situational football. This is also something that came up before we started. Was we talk about the middle 8, right? The last 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half. And the Texans, I mean, actually played that perfectly. They ran the clock down to like 15 seconds when they finally scored, right? And to get it close. And then in the second half, they held the ball for they had 10 and a half minutes before they scored their touchdown. So that middle 8 turned into a middle 15. But of course, the Chiefs answer that with a 7.5 minute drive of their own. So every time there was a situation where it looked like the Texans could kind of take control of the game, the Chiefs kind of stood up and said, "No, it's not happening today."
Right.
Yeah, I think for me, you look at it and I marvel at the ability of Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce to take over a game. I mean, the Texans, to their credit, did a terrific job of shutting down the wide receivers. The only wide receiver that caught a pass today was Xavier Worthy. He had 5 of them. Nobody else. I think Andre Hopkins had a target. Hollywood Brown had that long pass that he couldn't corral, and that was pretty much it. The fact that Kelce was so open in that third and fourth quarter, and the big play in the second quarter, it's just mind-boggling to me that the Texans did everything correct on defense. They got pressure on Mahomes. They shut down the receivers, but they didn't guard the one guy that could kill him. And the touchdown pass from
Kelce. Playoff Kelce came out of nowhere.
Kelce. I mean, he sets another. He's now got 20 touchdowns in the postseason. He's only 2 away from Rice. He's got a ridiculous number of yards and receptions. It's just crazy to me that they couldn't stop him.
Yeah, and I feel like Kelce came out. He said, "Look, you know what I mean? I didn't. Something was telling me, to go for him. But hey, the kid came out and balling, because we said it on the pregame show. We was like, the guy that we're not talking about on the pregame show.
It was Kelce.
And it's Kelce. I said, and Mango was like, we watch. He gonna come out and have a heck of a game. And what happened? Kelce came out here and balled. He showed that he's still the best tight end or pass catcher that's on either side of the field. Anybody you throw out there, who's better than Kelce? Getting open, like he was open. He could have had 3 touchdowns tonight.
He could have had more. 7 receptions, 117 yards, 16.7 average, 1 touchdown, 49 the long, and 8 targets. So he caught 7 of 8.
Yeah, I mean, he makes the plays when they need to be made, and I don't know if it's just the linebackers had issues like staying with him. I know in those zones he just eats those for lunch. He just goes to places I think sometimes that people don't expect him. You saw even on the touchdown one where Al Shair just kind of he took one false step and Kelsey made him pay for it. And there he was, just standing there seemingly by himself. And it looked like Xavier might have been open on the play as well.
He was too, yeah, because Hopkins threw the double team.
Travis is there. Mahomes has, I think, some kind of radar or some kind of mind meld that wherever 87 goes, he knows where he's at. It's just a matter of can he get him the ball.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people was, was doubting this Travis Kelce all season. Down on him all season, and he still came out and showed what he can do. He showed that I'm 87. I know everybody else had Gronk as number 87, the guy that's best tight end that ever played. But hey, I'm that guy. You know what I mean? I'm on the verge of getting that 3-peat, and that's what he's on. He's racing to get. And
are you guys? Are you keeping track of the Lions game whilst we're doing?
No, we're not. Not yet, anyway.
Amik Robertson, Lions cornerback, has just snapped his arm on like the 3rd play.
Ouch.
Nasty stuff.
A former Raider there.
Yeah.
What's the score there?
More injuries for the
It's nothing.
Yeah, more injuries for the Detroit Lions to have to deal with.
So I mean, Ken brings up a point. He's no catches for Watson. We've talked about that.
Right.
But did you see Watson on the field at all?
I don't
remember seeing him. I don't remember seeing him.
He has
on the
no
field.
official. No, he was not on the field.
That's insane.
He didn't play.
I think
he didn't play a single snap.
I think really the game plan was to really keep things fairly close to the vest and play the short passing game, and because Hendershot got a ton of snaps.
Yeah.
Because whether it was the flanker screens or in the run game, they had him. I mean, he's like almost another tackle out there. So I think maybe that was the game plan coming in, that they really weren't going to take many shots down the field, because I'm sure they anticipated the pass rush was going to be a little bit too much. Now they did take a couple, obviously didn't hit them, but Hollywood did have his hands on one of them.
Yeah, and also Xavier Worthy grew up in front of my eyes as well too.
Yeah, like, that catch he made on the sideline was pretty. Yeah,
that was nasty. That was nasty. You know what I mean? I was like, come on. My son jumped up off the floor like, oh, did you see that? He got mossed. I was like, yeah. I was like, because Xavier Worthy, everybody said about the kid, it was he's small, all he is speed, but he's showing that I can't be that number one. I couldn't be that number one outside,
Well, I'm not going to go that far. I don't think he can be the number one, but I think what he is he's a guy that can now count on.
He's number one, all right, Nick.
Well, he's number one.
It's on his back.
his back and his front and back.
I hear what you're saying, though. Yeah, I mean, you're not seeing him running, many routes, across the middle.
No.
A lot of the stuff has been near or behind the line of scrimmage. You'd like to see some more stuff going downfield, and I think eventually they'll get to that. But
I guess they're just waiting for the Super Bowl to throw the ball.
But I don't know. I think we're all expecting something that's really not there. Okay, I mean, this is just the way the Chiefs play, and we just have to embrace it.
Yep. Survive in advance.
They make plays when they need to make plays. It's not always going to be pretty. It's going to be ugly a lot. Like I said again before we started, if you're just a person that looks at stats, you're going to look at this and you're going to say, how in the hell did the Chiefs win this game? How is it even close?
Yeah.
I mean, 200 some yards, like 10 minutes less in time of possession, and you're just like, what did they do? How did they score points? Well, you watch it. The situational stuff is real, especially in the postseason. So for those that think, well, they can't play like this and beat this team. They can't play like this and beat that team. I think the Chiefs, and I think one of the guys said it on the broadcast, they just force teams to play this style. And they're so good at it that once they get you in this style, they win.
Yeah.
So
speaking of their wide receiver, this was Patrick Mahomes had to say. Go ahead, Nick.
Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes says they need to find ways to get Hollywood Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, and Juju Smith-Schuster involved in the AFC Champions game if they want to achieve the ultimate goal.
Analysis by Pat.
Crack analysis by Charles there. Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, I didn't even realize that was a thing till after the game until Troy Aikman said that Worthy's the only other wide receiver to catch a pass, and I thought, well, wait a minute, that can't be right. And of course, I look at the box score,
but Nick, it wasn't even close.
Yeah,
like you said, other than those two to Hollywood, no other wide receiver target, if you even call them targets, were close. Yeah, nothing was. I mean, the one to Hopkins wasn't close. The one to P. Ryan was it was thrown in the dirt. The one to Juju, it's just. I'm looking at these stats and I'm going, how did they do this? The Chiefs had 227 yards of offense. No, well, I think that was before Patrick started taking snaps and going 212. I'm sorry. Yeah, and that counts minus 18 for Matt Araiza on the and Xavier Worthy had a -8, but still. I'm looking at this and I'm just marveling that 212 yards was enough to beat the Texans by 9 points. You're right. They had a drive of over 7.5 minutes, and they still found a way. What do you say, Mango? Give us your United Kingdom take.
Mango said it's almost 2:00 in the morning over. Go ahead, Mango.
He was going to sleep anyway. Come on.
Yeah, really. He's going to be up a couple more hours.
I'm just really glad that Harrison made all of his kicks.
Yeah, that was another big thing.
I told you, don't worry about Harrison on Friday, so go ahead.
I mean, but it was a bit shaky at first, coming into this game. So
3 out of 3, all 3 under 36 yards. And that was
the Hawaiian kicker on the other side didn't have such a great day.
Man, I love kicking that dome. I don't want to be in cold weather. Those winds were howling too. You had 20-mile-an-hour gusts.
Well, speaking of the wide receivers and how the Chiefs got this game won is because of defense. Let's see what Chris Jones had to say. Go ahead, Nick.
Chris Jones says he told George Karlaftis not to get too high after his 3-sack performance because the next game they'll be planning for him. He compared Karlaftis to former Kansas City Chiefs great Frank Clark. Wow. Shark.
So and he played like it. You think George stokes up the doob after a game? Don't get too high, man. What's he talking about?
I think overconfident.
We need some pain meds, man.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But George Karlaftis played well, and Leo Chanel, man. A lot of people ain't talking about this kid. Like out of nowhere, the block kicks. He jumped there to block the field goal kick. This kid is the best. Again.
He is a show favorite.
I thought Justin Reed got it. It wasn't Reed that got the block.
They showed it a few times, the replay, and Reed certainly got off like he normally does on kicks. You saw them complaining on the one that they missed that he may have been offside, and when they showed the replay, he probably was. But I think when they showed it again, Leo's like right behind him, just diving through the air. He is a beast. I mean, I keep talking about these guys that come out of Wisconsin. You don't know where their best position is. I mean, look at Zach Bond in Philadelphia. He's like a special teamer down in New Orleans. They sign him. He's an all-pro linebacker this year. Herbig and Van Ginkel and obviously the Watts and so it's he's a pretty special player. I like him a lot.
And he always before the game, like some players they got their thing they do before the game, and as you can see on his arm there, it say death row. Now I want to ask him, what is it? If you going down death row, somebody going down and when he tackled them, is they gonna be death row because they ran into Leo Chanel? The kid is just man. Yeah, the kid is the strongest guy that's on the the defense right now on the team overall. And I was like, and my son was like, this is gonna be a block kick. I said, it better not be Leo Chanel. Then bow. There go the kid. The kid.
Again, Dave Tobe, put Nico Remigio out there. He started the game with a long kickoff return. Had the fumble. P. Ryan was able to get on that, or that might have been his last return of the game, but he kind of ran out of gas. If he'd have cut back, I think if he had another gear, I think he had a really good chance to score a touchdown. That really would have brought nightmares to the Texans. I think that would have been a big blow. And then their defense stepped up. The Chiefs, had a couple possessions in the red zone, only got 6 points before they got that touchdown to take a 10-point lead.
The kid that throws his helmet after the play, and then he goes and gives the coach a big
crazy.
I
don't know why he was so upset. Why was he upset to begin with?
I don't know. Maybe he thought he was being held, and because when they show him walking, he just took the helmet off and just kind of rolled it on like he was giving up. Like what are you doing? Thing. But you heard his name again on other special teams plays, so it wasn't like they sat him down. Interesting to see what his future is with the team after he took a shot at the coach.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm gonna shout out to Texas because I did thought they was gonna get only 6 points. They got 6 more than I thought they would get. But again, the Chiefs get back to where they need to be. AFC Championship. Here we go. It's coming back to Kansas City for the 7th time. And also Andy Reid got his 300+ win. What do you guys think about? What y'all think about that?
Yeah, Big Red, that's 300 in regular season and postseason. I believe that puts him 41 games behind Don Shula. So if Andy gets, 15 wins or 15 total wins, he's going to pass him over the next several years. It's just I thought it was nice what Patrick said after the game when the reporter asked him, what do you think about Andy's 300th win? And he goes, well, I'll be more excited about 302. And I think that's the mental focus of this team. They don't care about records, they don't care about accolades. Clearly, they don't give a crap about statistics. Because it's just the only one that matters is winning the game and the final score. And listen, we all get upset during the game. Yours truly, I just speak my mind. I tweet some stupid things. I admit it, but to me, it's just like that's just the fan in me, and I do enjoy watching the Chiefs play. I really do.
Right.
I just wish I said this on the.
I just wish they would run the offense the way I say, or they play defense the way I
would have liked a less stressful. I didn't want to go into the fourth quarter of this being a game.
Where have you been the last few years? It's every week. This is just the way
today.
they play.
I'll be plenty stressed next weekend. I just wanted a little different path.
But regardless of who they play, how they play, how good they look, the games, I think, just stylistically are going to be like this.
Yeah.
Just plain and simple.
Texans play great. They deserve a lot of credit. That was the best the Texans could play under the circumstances, and they just couldn't make enough plays to match Kansas City, and that's why they lost.
The Texans played very well, but that one touchdown pass that Patrick Mahomes threw, he looked very like Superman. So let's watch it.
You called me dad.
Get him out of here. On to the next. Patrick Mahomes
Old.
Yeah, so he's ready for the whoever comes in here. Like I said, Baltimore, Buffalo Bills, let them go in there and have a snowball fight of the ages, right? Everybody, the snowball fight of the year. You know what I mean? Them just bang it up on each other to triple overtime. The games and playoff history going triple overtime. Nobody ever heard of. But again, we get Josh Allen on a bum leg or Derrick Henry with one leg. It doesn't matter. We all going to get there to the three-peat. I'm ready for it. I hope you guys are ready for it because I know I am. Hey, ain't no fear in my heart when you got 15. When you got 15, it's just different, right? Yeah. It's just different. No, he did. On some of them plays, he did some bonehead stuff. But I was like, well, that's what I at least expect from Mahomes. And I know he'll still pull it off in the end when it's a fourth quarter. It's fourth quarter pat, right? And we can say fourth quarter pat, but also it's fourth quarter Spags. Because in the fourth quarter, Spags figured you out ASAP, just like that. He said, you know what? You thought you had a game one. I was holding everything back, and he's come out just like that. Again, guys, I'm ready. I hope everybody, the kingdom is ready. I hope y'all ready. Don't get tired of this. Don't get tired of winning.
Don't get tired of winning. And here, I'm gonna put this game in absolute perspective.
Right.
I'm gonna put it per ESPN stats. The Texans are the first team to outgain an opponent by 100 plus yards, 336 to 212, not turn the ball over and lose a postseason game. In the previous 49 matches, 49-0. With all those things.
It does not make sense. It just doesn't make sense.
But again, the defense came to play today. I know they're gonna be ready. I hope the crowd stays, because it looked a little skittish today. I said, I hope
they were nervous. The Arrowhead was nervous today.
It looked skittish. I said, come on,
let's not bury the lead. Caitlin Clark was sitting with Taylor Swift.
Of course she was.
Oh my God. Come on, man. Let's go.
Yeah, she was on the New Heights podcast, and she's been a Chiefs fan her whole life. Been to a lot of Chiefs games, but she got the first class seat today.
Damn right.
Next to Taylor. Hey, I want to answer a question from Kenny. Andy Reid did indicate that there were no injuries after the game. Chris Jones was having a little issue with his calf. They worked that out, and so they should be 100% healthy again going into the AFC Championship game next Sunday, 5:30 Central Time in Kansas.
And Ken, if you were talking about that Buffalo-Baltimore game and hoping there was no real injuries, sure, why not? It's going to be really damn cold. We're expecting just the temperature's about to drop about 30 degrees overnight, and it's going to be frigid.
Right.
I have a quote for you from Will Anderson.
Here it is. Let's have it.
We knew it was going to be us versus the refs going into this game.
It's not the refs, Mango. It's not the refs. It's not the refs.
Will. Coach Saban taught you better than that.
You didn't make the plays. You didn't make the plays.
It's a haunted house, guys. That's what it is. You go into the haunted house.
Two really questionable 15-yard penalties on third down conversion.
He hit the face mask with his helmet on the first one, and he hit him on the helmet on the second one.
Because you saw that the guy, the white hat, threw it, so he's behind the quarterback. So I don't think he can actually see where he's hitting. But from his vantage point, it certainly looked like he got hit in the head. So
at this point, we are the New England Patriots. We are the Boston Celtics.
We are officially that team.
We are the Chicago Bulls. We are the Lakers, guys. We are the LA Lakers. We are those teams, right? We are the Spurs. We are the Spurs right about now. So everybody's going to think, the refs got somebody on the call. We have LeBron, Jordan, or Kobe Bryant, or one of those guys. We just got Pat. Everybody. You touch his ankle, you're going to get a penalty. So.
More like the Spurs, because I think playing the Chiefs is like going to the dentist. I mean, it's just Novocaine. It's coming. It's going to hurt probably. And at the end of the day, it's just you just want to get the hell out of there with your health. So, yeah.
Hey, guys, like I said, don't get tired of winning. I know I said, watch this team lose.
I don't think anybody's tired of the winning part and seeing the results. To me, I don't know. Maybe it's just my age or how long I've been watching them. I do get stressed when I watch the game. I do get upset certain times, but I don't go negative against certain guys. I just don't think that's cool. So, but that's just me. That's my opinion.
Okay, let's
people can fan however they want. I was just curious if anybody truly enjoys watching the games. It doesn't seem so.
Let's put Will Anderson's comments in perspective. On the first one, it led to a field goal. The Chiefs still won,
and it
by
was
more than
third down, right?
The second one was second down. It wasn't third down. It was second down, and the Chiefs still had third down and 4 or 5 to go, which was relatively manageable had that not been called. So, again, I didn't leave Travis Kelce open in the middle of the field. I didn't leave him alone in the touchdown.
Either way, they extended drives, right? I mean, those two penalties extended drives, and I get it. It's frustrating, especially a defensive player. You don't know how to play defense. The second one, I don't know. did they call it because Patrick started sliding, but he was going?
He was
sideways.
Already down. He was already down.
He was kind of
hit.
playing cat and mouse with the offensive lineman and trying to get around him. So
right.
Whatever. I mean, it's going to happen, but I think again, just the way the announcers are saying it, fans are saying it. That's going to be, I think, something that they really take a look at the competition committee to
guys,
see
remember
how those penalties get called.
Yeah.
Remember this, guys. When you're watching the game on TV, the game moves faster than your TV through a camera lens. So if the refs out there, it looked like
especially
Mahomes
on Hense's TV.
Yeah, he's got that 82-inch screen.
It looked like Mahomes got hit. Then boo, it looked like he got hit. So hey, it is what it is. At the end of the day, you know what I mean. The Chiefs are back again, guys. You know what I mean. The Chiefs won 23-14. See y'all next week at Arrowhead. So hey, we are back.
Hey, cheers to you, Kathy Welch. Crown Royal, all about it.
Right.
Let's go.
Yeah, and a subscriber too. We appreciate that even more. Thank you, Kathy, for your patronage. It's great to have you on board. Remember, don't forget to follow the Chiefs Blitz podcast. And also, if you want to join Kathy, you can always contribute a few bucks to the cause here at the Four Guys in a Bar podcast, presented by ChiefsBlitz.com.
So I'm sure we'll talk a lot about it, like Monday, Wednesday,
right.
whatever. But, in terms of the Buffalo-Baltimore game, I had said yesterday, I was like, one of my best bets was Baltimore winning that game.
I got the Bills winning that game.
Yeah.
I got the Bills winning too.
Yeah, it's got to be the Bills and the Chiefs at Arrowhead. It has to be.
So what would have to happen? Because again, it just looks like right now Lamar and Derrick Henry are just like on a different plane as far as how they're playing. What do you see? How does what has to happen for Buffalo to be able to win that game?
Well, for me, Buffalo to win that game, they're gonna have to key point stop Derrick Henry. And I feel like with a lot of, like I know you said King Henry and Lamar Jackson's on a different page right now. They were just like the Texas pass rushers, they was on a different page.
Right.
But when you go into these gonna be a tough crowd, be a hungrier team that, looking for a Super Bowl, They building a new stadium, they want it. I feel like it's just they time, just to get an AFC championship to lose to one man.
It's either now or never for the Bills. That's all there is to it.
And that's the emotion of it. I get that. But as far as on the field, I think Ken might have it right there. Only if the Bills defense steps up, because they're not really a good run defense.
Right.
And that's exactly where the Ravens are living right now. And I don't know. I get it. I mean, the Steelers have lost a bunch of games in a row that they really weren't playing very well. But my God, that was just such an overmatch. And they beat them 35-10 the first time. I get it. It was a few months ago. But I mean, short of one of those two guys getting hurt, it just seems very difficult for me to see a path of Buffalo winning.
Right. Yeah. Well, we'll find out tomorrow, 6:30 CBS.
Yes.
Find out tomorrow who's going to be there, to play these guys, the unstoppable guys in red. I'm telling you guys, I'm happy to be a Chiefs fan. Be out all those years of being a Chiefs fan and watching, Damien here.
Here it comes, cheating Chiefs. All right, Jesse.
Let's go, Jesse.
On.
Come on, Jesse. Bring it on,
Jesse.
Bring it on. Bring it on, sir. Thanks for stopping by.
Type it fast.
And a double bonus cheating. Here we go. I guess he's just going to repeat that over and over again. All right. Thanks for the original.
If it really comes down to it, Jesse, it ain't cheating if it ain't called.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesse has been banned.
Yeah. So you can say it once, but you don't need to say it 6 times. We appreciate you.
He got kicked out. You can't come in the bar and slurring over your words.
Man, you can't do that.
I think he really said, "I'm cheering for the Chiefs." That's what he actually said. But he said, he's been drinking so much tonight, so he said, "cheating Chiefs." So that's how it came.
Exactly.
So we didn't know. No second chances. Bouncer Nick.
Bounce for Mango.
Grabs him by the short and curlies, and out you go, Jesse. You're out of here, man.
But again, AFC championships, Before we talk about this, before we move on, guys, or close out, whatever, because I know it's late for you guys in Mango. I know you guys, so I'm gonna ask you two guys, how many, ain't this the best you ever feel, as a Chiefs fan, actually got to, seeing it happen right from your eyes? Because I know you've seen some terrible years. How long, guys been a Chiefs fan, what y'all think?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and we've said it before. I mean, it's just surreal, right? Mm-hmm. And we're in the midst of it now. So, maybe just kind of take certain things and just, we're on to the next, and maybe you don't fully appreciate it, but I think as time goes on, that first Super Bowl, I mean, when who was it? Damian Williams breaks the line of scrimmage. I teared up.
Oh yeah,
hell,
me too.
I teared up in that Patriots game when they picked Brady off, thinking we're going to the Super Bowl before they called the flag on D Ford. Ugh. And I was just, it was just almost like an out of body experience. You just get chills. You're like, oh my God, it's really happening, right? And here it just keeps happening year after year. You can't, there's no description. You can't describe it. It's just the most amazing thing because of where they've been, how low the franchise was. Right. That whole time, Todd Haley and Romeo Crennel. I mean, just, year after year of trying to recreate the Patriot way with Pioli and all that crap. And just, so, hey, it's just awesome, Hense. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I think for me, I mean, I'm with you too. I mean, I said, my dad had just died before the Super Bowl 54 game, and that was hard on me. He made me a Chiefs fan. I got to meet all these famous people from the 60s and 70s of this franchise, and I cried too. I was with my youngest son; he was just about a year old, and then my other son, I never shared that experience with, and for me, I look at it like this. If they just won the 154 in the Super Bowl 4, I'm good. Yeah. But now it's like, well, hell, I want the 3-peat just to say that's my effing team. And so I take nothing for granted. I appreciate it. It's historic. You youngins are experiencing an unusual phenomenon. And it will never. I'm serious. I'm going to say it. There will never be another NFL dynasty like the Chiefs. It just isn't going to happen. The game's too fast. It's a perfect storm. Perfect quarterback. Perfect head coach. Perfect players. It's just a will to win that's second to none. I mean, their will to win is incredible. I've never seen anything like it. Not from my team. I've watched the Chicago Bulls do it with Michael Jordan, and we have a Michael Jordan and Patrick Mahomes. I mean, that throw he made on third and and goal from the 12.
I mean, how many times have you seen him do that and the ball air mails the receiver or it hits him in the feet? Yeah. That was just perfect.
Yeah. It's just, he just gave his body up and said, heck, screw it. I'm going to throw it to Kelsey. He'll catch it. And we're just enjoy it. And we get pissed off. We watch the game, and yes, I would like an easy, stressful game, a stressless game, just from the fact that I can generally be a little bit more chipper. I've got my young son around.
Never gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. No. So as long as the Chiefs are in this dynasty mode, this is what they're gonna do. They're gonna get everybody's best. They're gonna find a way to make the plays, whether it's 13-12 or 14-13 in the fourth quarter. They're gonna find a way to stretch the lead, and that's what they do.
And every game has its own personality, its own soul or whatever. So regardless of, who comes in here next week, it's again, the Chiefs will get them to play their style.
Yep, they
and
will.
There's no one better at their style than anyone else. So you hate to say it that way, but that's kind of the way I see it. And regardless of, oh my God, if they play like this against Baltimore, they're going to get killed. The Bills will crush them if this. It won't look exactly the same.
Yeah,
because my son asked me, he's like, "Do you gonna get tired of winning?" I'm like, "No." You know what I mean? Because I remember the bags over their head. I remember the planes over the stadium. You know what I mean? Everybody wearing black at a Chiefs home game. You know what I mean? A lot of people not cheering for the Chiefs no more. You know what I mean? And I actually got to, experience it, like seeing the stuff up close, and it's just been amazing, man. It's just been amazing to have this happen here in Kansas City. Not just for the Chiefs, also for the city as well. So
yeah,
I'm happy for it. So what
all
you
right,
guys say?
That's gonna do it for this show, because I know we got to get Mango to bed. Real quick, I just want to shout out to our sponsors, Eric Haynes with Eric Haynes Group, Resale Electronics, my incredible wife Emily, and of course the guys at Underdog
Mango's
Fantasy.
phone's blowing up with offers to go to different clubs.
I'm sure he is. Well, no. He's a diehard. He's a diehard. All right, for Hense Todd, Lou Montagna, and Mango, we want to thank everybody for joining us this evening. We'll be back on Monday at 1:30, and we'll take a look at what the AFC Championship game is going to be like. It's either going to be the Bills or it's going to be the Ravens in Kansas City next Sunday for the right to go to Super Bowl 59 in the Mardi Gras city of New Orleans.
Let's go.
All right, you guys enjoy the rest of the games this weekend. We'll see you about Monday at 1:30 Central Time. Peace out.
All right, guys.